Hi.
Hi, are you sure this course is just for 2499?
Yes, and you know this is the only course with this expertise across the world.
No way!
Yes, way. Don't delay. Enroll now.
Geeks learning together.
Yes.
Hey, what do you mean by a self-paced course?
Well, the course material is available in the form of video lectures. And there are multiple practice problems that come along as well. So, you can access all of it anywhere, anytime. And they are available to you for lifetime.
No way.
Oh, yes, way. Don't delay and enroll now.
Geeks learning together.
Hi, and welcome to Geeks for Geeks. Today, we would be doing the Unleash Your Inner Geek, a journey to tech mastery. So, can I have a quick one in the chat if I'm visible as well as equally audible? So, just mark your attendance here. Okay, fair enough. So today we would be learning how at each point you can use Geeks for Geeks as a tool to move forward. Basically, Geeks for Geeks, if you observe, is a very big website. To be honest, too big website for a person who just came into Geeks for Geeks. Like, let me just open it. So, Geeks for Geeks in particular has two domains. Like, let me just share my tab itself. Yep, I think this tab is good enough. So first we come across geeksforgeeks.org. Okay, this is the first one, and the website look like this at this point. Okay, now there are different ways to move forward. So is my screen visible? I think my screen should be visible. Yep. Okay. So the very first thing that you need to do is you need to learn a particular language. Okay. And then you need to start off like, let me just show you. Suppose I want to learn C++, so I would go to C++, and then I would move at this point. So here I would start with the very basics of C++, setting up the C++ development, setting up the C++ development environment, then writing your first, then the data type, C versus C++. So if you already know C or C++, you can learn that if you want to learn Java. So let me tell you my story. So basically what happened was when when I came into this programming thing, I already had a background of Java because I was a ICSE student. So if you are ICSE students, you are already taught Java in your school level. So then I came forward to this and I already knew that what is array and what is bubble sort and what is selection sort. So I started off with Java. So now the best thing that you can do is you can come to this and then you would see that this is the most basic hello world program of Java that we need to print. Okay, most simple. Then you can learn about the introduction to Java, then you can learn about history of Java, and then you learn about JVM. What is Java virtual machine? Basically JVM is Java virtual machine. It creates a big dependency kind of thing, then basic syntax and all. Then you move forward to C++, and you can also learn in the same manner. You can also learn JavaScript also. Like suppose you are into web development, suppose you have done a decent amount of DSA, this is how you can move forward. We would talk about all these things. Okay, so first let us talk about that how to move forward. Okay, Like, let me just share my screen at this point. Okay, so let's say that you are just at point zero. Then the very next thing you need to do is you need to learn a language. Now, to learn a language, if you are Indian community, you would have three options, that is C++, Java, and Python. Now you need to learn these three. Okay, how can we learn? We can learn the basic syntax of it. Then you can move forward to the learning of other things. So now this is how, like, basic syntax. What do you mean by basic syntax? Conditional statement. Okay, conditional statements. If else, then loops. Okay, the loops are for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Let me just show you that also. Like, just write for loop gfg. Okay, I got C++ loops and other things. What are the different loops I can use? Let me just make this a little bit. Yep. Okay, so these are the different loops. Like, the first one is the if else loop, then we have the syntax for loop in C, then we have structure for loop, then we have the conditional statements, and this is how you can learn. Basically, in this stream we would talk about how to move forward. We won't learn anything, like we would see just a roadmap of it, what are the different tools involved, and these all things. Okay, so now the very next thing that you need to do is, after conditional statements, you need to learn the basic syntax of it. By learning the basic syntax, you can just go to that link and you can move forward. Now you need to start solving problems. So what you need to do is, there are two domains of Geeks for Geeks at this point of time. The very first one is the geeksforgeeks.org domain, and the very next one is practice.geeksforgeeks.org. So this is one domain, and this one is the next domain. Okay, at present these are the two domains that we have. Okay, practice.geeksforgeeks is all about practicing. Okay, like, you, what you need to do is, after, suppose I know the basic syntax, I know the input output statement, I know all the conditional statements, what I can do is I can go to the difficulty level as school, and then I can start submitting it. Okay, like, let me just remove this SD sheet thing. Yes, so you need to remove filters. Now let us learn about the filters also. So the first filter is of the topic tag. You can just use topics. Then you have companies. Then you have curated list. Then you have status, and then you have difficulty. So as the same thing that we see in Amazon, Flipkart, or something. But the very first thing that I want to say is, using the tag topic tag, and the very next one is difficulty tag. Okay. Now let me tell you a problem to it. So what happened is, like, when I started off, I was doing, like, suppose I learned array. I did a lot of problems over array. I learned about prefix sum. I solved a lot of problems over prefix sum. I learned about stack and solved a lot of problems like rainwater trapping problem, rain next greater element, and I was able to do it. Now, when I sat for an interview, I saw that I'm not able to solve the problem. And when I saw the solution, I was very close to the solution, but still not able to solve it. Even though I knew all of those that is already asked. How many of you are like this? Let me just see. How many of you are like this? Like, you already knew the solution, you have already learned it, but you were not able to get it during an interview or during a online contest or during an online assessment. How many of you are like that? Give me a quick one in the chat. Let me just see the preview screen. The preview screen. How many of you are like that? Okay, one person. What about others? Okay, so basically, this problem occurs because you were not able to detect the particular data structure or the algorithm. Okay, so the detection of the particular DSA data structure or algorithm is not there. Why? Because when you are practicing, like let's say, suppose I am solving a problem of prefix sum. Okay, so when I see the question, I already know that this problem uses prefix sum, this problem uses arrays. I already know this. If someone is already telling me the ingredient that it would involve in a new recipe, I would learn to make the recipe, but I won't learn how to choose the ingredient. Suppose one person already told me these would be the ingredient required. Now make this item. So what I did was I took up those ingredients and made that item. Okay, or I cooked the item. Now, what I did in the process, I didn't learn the art of selecting the ingredient. So, in the same manner, if we directly solve problems over topics too much, then we won't learn the art of detecting or selecting the particular data structure or algorithm. So, this problem is faced a lot of times. The same thing I have also faced it. So do a lot of random solving. What do you mean by random solving? Where you don't know where from this question belongs to a particular data structure algorithm. Like when you are solving a problem of stack, you shouldn't know that this problem is of stack. You should detect it. You should learn the art of detecting the particular data structure algorithm. Do I make sense? Give me a quick one if I make sense. So, how many years did it take to become a candidate master? And ideally, how much time will it take? How to choose platform in order to short time needed and get best at it? So, see, how many years did it take to become a candidate master? I took around 1.5 years to become candidate master. And how much time will it take? It entirely depends on your personal pace. Like if you have a good level of just accepting things and lot of problem solving habits, then you would be able to return do it within 1 year also or within 6 months also. Now, what is the best practice to do this? The best practice would be, suppose I am able to solve a problem of 800 level, then I should go to 900 level. So suppose there are different, suppose the level of the given problem is, suppose there are four problems. Okay, suppose there are different levels. This is level 1, this is level 2, this is level 3, this is level 4, this is level 5. If we go up, the difficulty level increases. Suppose I can solve 3, 2 and 1 and I can't solve 4 and 5. So ideally I should select this 4 and I should solve problem as much as possible until I start solving problem 4 also. So you should select the immediate next question which you are not able to solve. Immediate next question, not the next question. Immediate next question which is out of your comfort zone, so that you would be able to make progress. Okay, now there are two instances. Suppose you are able to think of the solution but you are running out of time. That means you need to solve a lot of 3 to 1. Okay, the problems you already know. Suppose you are not able to get the solution only, then you need to solve problems out of your comfort zone. So these are the two things that you need to analyze, and these are the two paths that you need to move forward in this. Do I make sense to you, Gagan? Okay. So now the very next thing is that how to solve like this is how you would see this practice. Now, see, what you can do is, so let me just share the tab only. So stop screen and share the tab itself. Yeah. So you see a lot of problems. Now you can start selecting problems, then you can start solving those problems, and therefore. But the problem would arise that you don't have a streamlined way. Like no one is telling you a path at each point, like select up this problem, solve up this problem, select that problem, select that this problem. So if you need a predefined path, then you need to buy courses. There are free courses too, there are paid courses too, there are different ways. And then what needs to be done is you need to move forward. These are the popular courses, these are the live courses. At this point of time, we have exclusive GSC ticket too. So now, if you enroll in these all courses, that is complete interview preparation, which is by Sandeep sir, where we have the complete DSA from basics till the advanced, even the projects. We have the Gate CS or ML, like any of the projects. You would be added benefit, added a live career guidance session with Sandeep Chan. Okay. And then there is one more thing. If you buy a coupon, if you invest, like this price is 4,000, see the price is 4,000. So if you buy up this course, you would get a balance of 6,000. Okay, buy a coupon of 4,000, you would get a balance of 6,000, and from that amount of 6,000 you can buy up either of these courses or all the courses, whichever suits you at this point of time. Okay, then there is one more, that is all courses. Go to all courses, like this is 4,001 and this is 7,001. Yep, you need to pay 7,000. You need to pay 7.5 thousand, and you would get a coupon of 11,000, and from that you can buy up all these courses. So basically, if you go to competitive programming live, then you would see that the price is, how much is the price? The price is 11,000. So you can buy up this competitive programming course currently, which would be the next batch would be taken by me. So you can buy up this course just for 7,500 by using the coupon from this point. Okay, these are the two things. Live courses are at the lowest price at this point. So these are the live courses. Then you can just go to Summer Skill Up. This is for free, where we have different sessions. The first one is the art of problem solving, which was taken by Faraz. Then it is system design, which was taken by Ashish T. Then it was Kaushal Vijay. Then it was this, and then this is one. So now we still have the source of comparative programming, the secret source of comparative programming, which was taken by Yash Trivedi. You already know, is a very frequent mentor at Geeks for Geeks. And then this would continue for 12 days, and the pricing of this is just 0 rupees. Okay, not all courses is this. Okay, so now we would be seeing the next one. What is, like, suppose you bought up a course. Okay, you had it here. Now there are two paths. Like you learned a particular, let me just go, yeah. So suppose you learned a particular language, then you started problem solving, and you did problem solving with the help of a course or without the help of the course. Okay, either way is fine. Then what you need to do is, suppose you did this, and then the next step would be to find a job at this point. So now finding the job is also done at Geeks for Geeks. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to go here at get hired, and then you would see the active jobs, and then you would have the applied jobs, then you would have the archived jobs. Now see, this is the job, Flutter developer, and no money in between is taken here. No money, absolutely. Like you can just apply to the company directly. So see, as per the industry standards, this would pay, and the location would be this, what it wants, and job description, benefits, and all. And then you can just click on apply now, and this would be there. Okay. Now, the very next thing is that while you are applying the job, if you get the job in the first instance, then that is absolutely very great. And I wish that you get the job in the first instance. But that is not practical, or that doesn't happens with everyone. To get the job you want, you need this thing. You need patience and you need to keep up with the practice of coding. So this is problem solving. So this can be helped with problem solving. So you can solve problems each day, and the editorials is made live each day at Geeks for Geeks practice channel for free. At each day you can solve. Now, at this point of time, let me tell you my story. Okay. So what happened was I started off, basically I'm a competitive programming guy. So I started off with competitive programming. I was doing competitive programming. Then I moved forward and I was able to do some contest after a lot of rejections or something. In what kind? In contest. Okay. So I started off like I was not able, like I was seeing the courses, everything out there, but it was not working for me. Then I gradually started learning what is the mistake I am making at each point. Then I moved forward. So by doing this, I became a little bit of good in competitive programming. So then Geeks for Geeks approached me for an interview. I gave the interview, and from around it was just in my second year. Yep, it was just in my second year that I got into Geeks for Geeks. From second year till this point of time, I'm doing Geeks for Geeks. Like I'm working at Geeks for Geeks, and people know me by the name of Geeks for Geeks. So basically, Geeks for Geeks is a platform which would elevate you in every terms. Like if you want a job, if you want to learn, if you want to start off with, it would help you at every aspect. Okay, like a beginner would also be catered, an intermediate would also be catered, a person who already knows everything would also be catered. How? By giving you a job. So Get Hired is a platform which would help you. Like you can apply directly at Geeks for Geeks by going at their career portals and everything. So now at each day you can take up a particular problem and then solve it. So if you go to the practice channel of Geeks for Geeks, you would see each day, like tomorrow, this is making array elements. Every day we have a session, like if you go to the live session, here at this point, this person, Gaurav Kumar Saw, is teaching dynamic programming each day. Part 4, part 5, part 3, and the next part is there aligned itself. See, part 5, and then we have the past live streams. He is also live streaming, and then problem of the day. These are all problem of the day. Then in between, we have something like Geeks for Geeks, coding contest 96. So now what you need to do is you need to go to Geeks for Geeks practice, then you need to go to coding contest. Now there are different types of coding contest. Now let me just go to the very first one, which is GFG weekly coding contest. So basically GFG weekly contest is all about sitting in an online assessment. Okay, where you would be sitting in an online assessment, solving three problems of 100 marks, and you would be given a time limit of 90 minutes. Just after the contest ends at 8:30, I would be coming on YouTube. I would be explaining the approach of each problem, that how I would have solved if I would have given this contest. Okay. And then the very next thing is Jobathon. Basically, Jobathon, if you just visit the details of this, that is of 21st April, Jobathon is that these all companies are taking part. So if you go to this one, see Algo Circus, Fresher, up to 3 LPA, and the location is Noida. Like if you go back, then you go to Infrared Private Limited. This is also hiring fresher, and this would give you up to 6 LPA, and there would be an hybrid structure. So now you can go to Oriental Outsourcing. So is my screen visible? Yep. Then you can go to Oriental outsourcing, and this would be in Mohali, Punjab, and this would have freshers stipend up to 10,000 and PPO up to 5 LPA it would give. And the very next contest is Buy Wizard. This is for a person who is into coding from his school level only. Like if you go to the subscribe button, like if you go to GFG school, you would that see all the videos, mini maximum in a struct array, web services, factorial, maximum subarray of size k, then how FFTP works, magic 8 ball game, it is making finding the n by kth node, Pythagorean theorem, then we have live sessions too, where we have DBMS introduction, then we have gaming project, then we have tournament post contest analysis. This is also taken by folks at this point. Okay, so now if you go back to this one, share this tab instead, this is Buy Wizard, and you can go and hit the Buy Wizard link also. The very next one is Gate CS scholarship. For a person who is preparing for Gate, then the top three rankers would be rewarded with 50% scholarship at this course. Then fourth to till 10th would get a 25% scholarship. Then the rank 11 to top 25 would be getting a 10% scholarship of this. Okay. Now the very next one is Solve for India Hackathon. So this is a new series that is taken by Geeks for Geeks. Well, Google along with AMD is participating, and this would be a hackathon which would be there, and it has already started. So these are the list of colleges that is participating at this point of time. I think that is more than 100 of thing. And then there is north zone, west zone, south zone, east zone, and there are different prices. Then there is a FAQ session and everything. Then we have the all contest. So basically from this you can have all the links, okay, like all the events that is going up at Geeks for Geeks. We have the coding contest, then we have the jobathon, then we have the scholarships test, then we have the Buy Wizard, and the past were this. Now what are the series that is there? We have these all series: problem of the day, jobathon, GFG weekly, and aim for Gate. And then these are the events that happens at each day. Okay, this is by Avneet Kaur, which is taken by Avneet Kaur at, I think, school we just saw. This is by Yash Trivedi, which would be there tomorrow, and everything is free if you observe. Like most of the events are free. This is discovering the world of this, and then if you just go to load more, you would be able to do this. And the very next thing is that not only Geeks for Geeks is for learning, but Geeks for Geeks is also for spending your time. Like let me just show you. Like if you go to geeksforgeeks.org, okay, if suppose you are bored enough with your studies, you can go to the video section of Geeks for Geeks. Like see here it the GitHub repos which every developer must know. Then create AI desktop. Then these are all short videos of 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, or everything, which would help you to do this. Like this is all about see. We have a lot of short videos too, so that you can get your mind refreshed and you can again come back. Okay, this is basically this is my video. I would suggest you that you can see.
So here is
Okay, fair enough. So now if you again go back to the Geeks for Geeks ORG thing, then you can also learn some simple things. Like what you can do is you can just go to competitive programming. Okay, like what you can just write competitive programming GFG. Competitive programming practical guide. You can find the whole guide itself. Then see we have some tips and tricks also. So you can go to the set 2 of tips and tricks. You can start learning about this. Then you can have Sublime C. You can data type, slow in execution, Java, time limit exceeded, C and C++, everything. So now, if you're a person who is into books or something like who likes reading, you can do this. then you would see the related articles also. What are the bit tricks you can use? What are the C++ tricks that you can use? Logarithmic tricks that you can use? You can go mathematics tricks and all the different like related article section is the most amazing section in my point of time. Okay, like this was not there earlier, but at this point of time, related article section has also popped up. So you can see that how logarithmic can help us and all this with proper execution of code. You can edit this code, you can play this code, you can run up this code and everything by using this. Even JavaScript code also has this. Like if you do set JS, GFG, if you just go to sets in JavaScript, if you go up this, then you would see that you can even run all this. Okay, this doesn't have an output. Yes, this has an output. So you can even print like this. See, console.output, you would also have this kind of thing. See, and then you can also learn about set. You can see that in action by using this kind. See, the first console log, then it is clear, size is equal to 0. Then we have everything. Okay, do I make sense? So now we would have a little bit of ask me anything session, and then we would move forward to how we can practice it. Like let me just change the banner or something. Yup. Let me just edit it a bit. Okay. For the next 30 seconds, so if I don't get a question for next 30 seconds, I would, so let's see if I get any doubts or something, and then we would move forward. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay, so I don't think that you have any doubts at this point of time. So I will just move forward, and then we have the, like, see, this is also based on the thing that we are searching at this point of time. Like all the JS tutorials, all the JS dates, numbers, and other things. Then we have the CS subject, then ML as a student, what you can do, and the algorithms, set of algorithms. Then you can apply for a job, apply through Jobathon, and you can also hire if you are if you are a person who is into hiring. Then we have the GFG curated SD sheets. So top 50 free tree problems. These are the top 50 tree problems that you need to solve in order to do this. Then what you can do is at this point courses and then problems. Where are the StreamYard? Yep. So now let's talk about the interface of the practice. So now see, here we have a beautiful thing. If you observe that even if you're not acquainted with time complexity and other stuff, you can always use this, that this is the expected time complexity and this is the expected auxiliary space that we would be using. And these are the constraints, these are the bookmarking, like you can bookmark a particular question by using this, and how many people have submitted this, what is the problem explanation. Then we have the company tags too, and this is the topic tags. So when solving a particular problem, suppose I solve this problem, I thought of it, but I'm not able to get this idea. So the very first hint that you should use is you should go to the topic tag. And now you know that this problem uses a formula, mathematical formula at this point. See. So if I go to the solution, is this thing true? Let me just see. I have not opened the solution mine also. See, this uses a mathematical formula. Okay. Then we have the hint one. So topic tag should be the very first hint that you should use in this. And then you should move forward to the hint one and you should solve up this one. Then moving forward, you should go to the full solution of this problem after this point only. Do I make sense to you all? Give me a quick one in the chat if I make sense. Okay. And then we can also learn about aptitude at this point. So if you're a person who is sitting for Goldman Sachs, TCS, and all those companies, then they also ask quantitative aptitude. So here from you can learn about age, profit and loss, compound interest, data interpretation, and other things. This is how you can do it. So basically, this was it from Geeks for Geeks, where you can solve problems, you can start learning, you can solve problems, you can give contest, and then you can also apply for jobs itself. So that was it from my side. Good night, everyone. So I would be waiting for the next 30 seconds. If you have any doubts, you can ask me, else I would just turn off the stream at this point. For the next 30 seconds, I would be waiting. Okay. DSA is also covered in comparative programming. Yes. If you are doing a lot of DSA, if you're doing a lot of comparative programming, then most amount of the DSA would be already done. And the leftover amounts, like the tree, the linked list part, when you would come after comparative programming, when we would come to DSA, then you would see that yes, this is a cake work for me. So I can suggest you that you can move for, if you have time to invest, you can move forward with comparative programming and then come back and learn about DSA if you want. Okay, I think so this makes sense. Anything more you want to ask? I would stop the screen sharing. Yep. Okay, that was it for today. Thank you and have a nice day. Good night, everyone. All the best for your future endeavors. How much projects are important in order to get shortlisted for project ideas? What are some ideal project ideas for an on-campus placement? So projects, so it entirely depends on the company you are applying. So if you are applying for Google, the weightage of the project is less. If you're applying for a company like Geeks, like let's say, like if you're applying for a company, let me tell you some examples like Swiggy, Zomato, these all people are specific to projects. Like they see that if you have made any projects or not. So they see the weightage of the project depends on the company you are applying. Some ideal project ideas. Some ideal project ideas would be that if you like, let's say that you have did only comparative programming and DSA in your college life. Like I was that person, so I can tell you that perspective. So what you can do is, where if you are applying for internship in your first or second year, path visualizer, sorting visualizer can be your cup of tea. When you are submitting your projects for the fourth year, like you are sitting for a full-time opportunity or FTE, that is full-time equivalent opportunity, you need to have a big project. Like you can like you can use, like you can go and see the algorithm for Rubik's cube, how to solve a problem, like how what are the algorithms of Rubik cube. Then there is a star algorithm. Then you can see go and out like Dijkstra, weighted Dijkstra. You can solve problems over that. BFS, like you can use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to have a UI of multi-source Dijkstra, star algorithm, BFS. You can have a UI of that and make a visualizer out of that. Most welcome. Okay, so seems good at this point. Okay, thank you everyone. So if you're watching this stream in the recorded version, or if you're watching this now, feel free to like and comment the video so that the reach of this video could be increased and this work could be justified. Thank you everyone.